Community Conservation Center.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
You are most welcome. This is Gorilla Conservation, Gorilla Health and Conservation, Community Conservation Center. We have here our technical teams. And monthly what we do here, we collect gorilla samples, human samples, livestock samples, and sometimes environmental samples like mixed infections between human, wildlife, and people. Bring them to these technical people, the sample, especially the feces, gorilla dung, they analyze them under the microscope, and what comes up here educate us and inform the policymakers, especially like Uganda Wildlife Authority. parasites in the wildlife, then the decisions are taken. The veterinary department go for intervention for treatment using all other methods. So we have here with us Mr. Nelson, who is in research and monitoring. We work together with them. We train part of the rangers also to collect samples and bring here. Not only for sample alone, also a bit of some what we see here they should also know. So that they should not be asked, questioning us so many, giving us so many questions. What do you collect from the field? Where do you take the sample? So that they know the sample ends here and the result goes back to them. And we collectively intervene and do what we are supposed to do in the veterinary department. Treatment of livestock, treatment of human together with the medical sector.
You know, we're wondering this morning, how do you know which, samples that you're collecting, which family or which gorilla? Because, there's 27 families, so.
Yes,
Yes.
27 habituated families.
Yeah.
27 habituated. How do you tell, because sometimes it might be affecting one particular group but not the other.
Yes.
So you would know the source, would you? Or is it easy to find out?
Yes, every night, each gorilla.
You collect every night?
No, every evening, each gorilla prepare his or her own bed. Only that there are some small ones, the infants. They may sleep with the mother or sleep with the silverback, the dominant male. So when we get there, you find they break some branches of trees and they make like their bed and they sleep there.
Right.
Now, when there is nature, they defecate beside the nest, the bed where they have slept. Now, we come in the morning and then check, and we see. Now, we have the measurement to know the sex and also the age. We have a ruler. It may be this size, maybe smaller. Then we put a cross with a stick and we know. Between this measurement to this measurement, it is this. It is either the infant, the small one, or the one that follows, called the juvenile, or the one that is bigger than that, called maybe the blackback or adult female, and then the bigger size. So the sizes of their feces is the one that determines that this is Stephen Lubanga.
But sometimes also if it's a group with one silverback,
Right.
so you can tell from his nest
Yeah.
and also the silver hair in the nest.
Yeah.
And you know that it's this particular gorilla that has the sample. Yeah.
And some of those,
Besides that, of course, every day the staff of the Uganda Wildlife so they track these gorillas. So they go very early in the morning to make sure that they get these gorillas when they are still in the bed and they live with them until where they will stop. So the next day they come and start from there. So they know which gorilla group exactly existed in this place. So the sample they are collecting, they collect basically which group they are following. So that's why it's very easy to know that this is for cattle group or this is for Nyanya group. And then you bring the samples here. So that's where they are available.
And hopefully tomorrow, if we have a chance, we'll also visit, we'll see the night nest.
The night nest.
Yeah, as we go into the gorillas or after. Checking.
so when these samples are brought here, this team, the technical team, now after examining, they will know the ranges of the parasites. Is it high? Is it medium? Is it low? And also, and that one advise administrative decision for intervention. And then two, sometimes if it is, if they found sample with maybe human or livestock parasites, that is when we see as medicine and say, there must be problem here. How many times have gorilla ever gone out in the community? What intervention can we do in order to prevent this? And that is why quarterly sample collection for for the warning is a must to reduce, because we would like not to gorilla to be treated by modern medicine.
All the time.
All the
They're
time.
only treated if it's extreme.
Yes.
Yes.
When it's really beyond what we call threatening. But if it is the ranges, we advise these people to continue monitoring until they report back that it is stabilizing or otherwise. But we have to go back to the community and also the livestock sector, so that we keep on reducing. What we do is the burden of the parasites, the infection rate, and also the infected ones. Then we have to go back and train, ask for the community. We have structures of the community. We train them. They are our ambassadors. Go and tell your community that there are more parasites in your area. Then we inform the medical people that in any case, there are some people coming to report some of this, and who you are also checking, try to advise, not only treat one person, treat the community. Thank you for coming.
Yes. Yeah, we work so closely with the human health centers, some of whom we meet today, and the livestock people, and we work with community conservation animal workers to deworm the livestock. Then we work with the village health teams, the village health and conservation teams, to identify the people in the area, and then bring the local health centers, and we work together to deworm the people. So we don't only focus on treating the gorillas, but also sometimes you have to make sure that humans, the community, local community, and the livestock also get treated.
Under the microscope, there are some parasite of interest, or eggs of parasite of interest. May I request if you could look at them? Yeah. Yeah, gloves. Look at that.
I don't need to.
Okay, what am I looking at now? They're parasites. I'm seeing it looks like this one, yeah? This one also. And this as well, right? Yeah. This one and this.
You will find on that slide, there is the line which is like this one. Then you will find something which is of over.
Yes,
So that
I'm
is-
seeing both of them.
This one is not significant, the one which is significant is this one.
Okay. So then what's happening there?
So when the gorillas have this parasite, it's normal in the gorillas. You don't have to do anything. And it's only found in gorillas and horses, this particular Procedure. But sometimes you find human, hookworm, roundworm. They look different, and we also find them in here. So they're more oval.
So this was collected this morning.
Yeah, they look more like that sometimes. So the human can see.
So after this examination, we use this other method to count and know the parasitic burden, to know whether they are normal or when the number has abnormally increased.
Right.
For us to let them know. In gorilla ABCD, we found one individual with a high parasitic burden. So for them to keep on monitoring.
Yes. Also here, look at the flip chart, please. Also carry out a lot of community health, as it's called, not only gorilla health center, but also community conservation center. So we carry out a lot of community sensitization here, as well as in the communities. So this is like a behavior change flip chart, showing the good family, the bad family. So this is a family that has too many children, they can't take care of them. And then over here. Do you want to move? Then over here, they don't have enough food, and mom is still expecting another one. And she already has so many children. Then the dad takes them to the forest to poach because they're hungry and they don't know what else to do. Then she talks to him about family planning and says, we have too many children, let's reduce, but he doesn't want to hear. Then when the gorillas come out, they kill them themselves. And yet they shouldn't. There's a group of people called HUGO, Human Gorilla Conflict Resolution Team, or Gorilla Guardians, to safely have them back when they come out. And of course, the gorilla can harm the community member, and that has happened before. And they can also infect each other with diseases.
In the process of chasing.
Instead of calling them professionals to chase them away, the gorilla guardians. So the husband gets annoyed, goes drinking to drown his frustrations. Homer. And then he comes back drunk and tries to beat up his wife. And they're all having a terrible time. Then later on, the boy gets 2 young wives, leaves them pregnant with babies, and goes to abandons them. Some of the younger ones die early, and the parents give up. They're there, they've given up on life. So that's one family. Then the next family, when they're young, they decide how many children are we going to have before they get married. Then they have a wedding photo, they get married properly, and then they end up having 4 children. Even the girls go to school. All of them, they can dress up, go to school, they're very smart. When it's time to eat, they all have enough food to eat. Balanced diets. The husband also helps out with the household duties, so they all have a clean house and they're responsible. When the gorillas come out, instead of chasing them themselves, they call out the gorilla guardians, the human gorilla conflict team, to have them back safely. And eventually, a few years later, the boy becomes a ranger, the girl becomes a nurse. Which one would you rather be? And that helps people to determine how many children they want to have, what outcomes they want in their life.
You have a well-informed community here.
Yes.
That's the aim. Smaller families,
Yes.
manage.
Yes. Yes. So it's a really good behavior communication tool, behavior change communication tool. Yeah. It's worked really well. They call it shaming, but it works in Africa.
Yeah.
Getting people to decide what they want to do. Yes. Let me decide. Thank you so much. Someone should take a photo, a screenshot of that.
ITFC.
medicinal plants. Which is very good for prostate cancer and other diseases. And Uganda is really famous for it. So it's considered to be an endangered, a species that has to be, you can't just trade it out of Uganda. You have to seek permission under the Convention of International Trade in Species. I would very much like, would you like to add something about this Highness africanus? Like which other ones? It has a name in Uganda, but yes. So we thought it's appropriate because we have baboons here, they've hidden today, but they come and they eat all the fruit trees, and so we thought they wouldn't eat this one at least. So. Look at the common. So when you come back in 10 years' time, or 5 years' time, the tree should be very big. Yes. And somebody continue to... Add more water. Thank you. Yes, you do. Can we have a picture?
Stand here, facing with your back to the forest.
Yes.
Mr. Rubanga.
Yeah, hide the people. Can we have the back of the whole hills?
This side of the soil.
I'm just going to move that umbrella slightly.
Yeah, can we maybe just move the umbrella? Go this way. So, I know. So over there we have another area where we carry out more lab work that people shouldn't go into. Bacteriology, more thorough in that particular part. And a small office place where we can do personal things. And that's the meeting room. The meeting room has different areas. And over here, all the way back. But inside
Can the rest of the, can you all now move down to the center? Up. Let's go up. Right. All of you.
It's a ranch finally.
You tell mommy to be fast. She will make her lazy.
Couldn't change it. It is going to remain in PDF format.
Anybody who is outside there and has come for this function, can you please come and take your seat? We don't want any other people to be loitering around. Come inside and take your seat. Anybody who has any job outside, please get in and take your seat. The guest of honor is now coming in. Can everybody stand up? You're most welcome. Good afternoon. Now we are going to have the 3 national anthems sung. Get prepared. Okay.
Thank
Royal Her Majesty, the Queen of Buganda, Nnabagereka, you are most welcome to the second facility of conservation for the public health. Members of the communities, you are most welcome to this occasion. Today, we are going to have a bit of time with you. Feel free, discuss with your neighbor, interact, get a new partnership, and work together. You must have been aware in the invitation letter to you, CTPH, as we stand now, we have invited you to come and witness. You should remain our witness because you have come to celebrate the 20th CTPH anniversary. And this journey has not only been for the founders of Conservation Through Public Health and its staff, but it has been because of you. You have been working all these milestones together with us, and that's why we have invited you this morning, this afternoon, to come and share. You must have been seeing something which could have been going wrong or good. Advice. Be very open. We enjoy together with you this afternoon. And when you get home, don't only remain talking about it yourself. Convey the message to your neighbors. Start with your family. If the wife is not there, here, talk to your wife first. If the wife is here, talk to your husband first. That we have been celebrating 20 years of CTPH anniversary. It has been very colorful. Represented by who? Who can tell me? Are you Rome students? I wish you well. Now, as we are going to start, I'm going to request the Reverend Julius Singura. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing it well. My apology. Can you stand up and all of us humble ourselves and he prays for us, for the good of our presence here. Thank you very much, Rev.
Our most gracious Father, we want to thank you for this day that you have given us. We want to thank you for all generosities from where we have come from. We are here before you, Lord. We want to commit this day unto your care and protection. And most of all, oh Lord, we want to thank you for the great vision that you gave to the initiators of CTPH. Now that we celebrate 20 years, be amidst us, protect us, guide us in whatever we do, and let this day be the most that we wanted it to be. We pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you very much, Reverend Julius. I think without that, our sitting here would not be guided. At least the message has reached to our Creator and is going to bless this sitting and the anniversary to remain calm. At this juncture, Our Royal Highness, I would like to inform you that we are sitting on the land of somebody. And this land of somebody, if we don't invite him to welcome us on this land, then we are in the wrong place. He has the authority to invite some of your security and service. But with your permission, the mayor of Buhoma town, Mr. Moses Gabasteja, you are not only going to talk about you, you are also going to praise me that I invited you. And we would like to hear from you. What have you been seeing, conservation through public health, for the last 20 years? What have you been doing good and bad? Give us the chronology, the background of something that can please the eyes of all these people sitting here. The ears are going to attend to you. But the most part of it, which I would like to hear, you are welcome to my city. Thank you very much. Mr. Moses, the floor is yours.
Our guest of honor, the Royal Highness, the Nnabagereka Buganda Kingdom, the CEO and founder CTPH, and your husband, Lawrence Soka, our partners from UA, men in uniform, managers from around, all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of Buhoma County Council and on my own behalf to welcome you all and thank you for accepting the invitation to come as we join CTPH celebrating 20 years of excellent services to Buhoma County Council and the neighboring communities. I thank you very much. CTPH started the work. They started small, but I'm very glad that now they are big. They had started a telecenter in Buhoma when we were still a village, and my first time to touch a computer button was through CTPH. You must appreciate it. We used to have very many friends from abroad, but communication was always very, very difficult. But with the introduction of that, using the modern gadgets, we are able to access to the international world, and we now have very many friends that we cooperate with, who have also added to the development of this village. Our guest of honor, thank you very much for honoring this invitation. Our Buhoma community has very, very many things in common with the Buganda Kingdom. Buganda Kingdom has a wealthy cultural values that to attract the international attention. Buhoma, we are neighboring to the International National Park that is treasured with the mountain gorillas. It is a World Heritage Site for UNESCO, so it attracts very, very many tourists. As Buganda Kingdom, through the Kasubi tombs and other sites, attract the international community by receiving visitors who come as tourists. So we share very many things in common. And at this juncture, I understand we have very many challenges, and one of them is we have a very, very low turnout of local tourists that visit the Impenetrable National Park and see the gorillas. I would like to thank our management who have really considered the wallets of the natives and reduced to the cost to the affordable range. But however, this one has not attracted the nationals. When you get to these lodges, or when you visit the visitor center in the morning, you will hardly find a Ugandan going for trekking. It is our duty now and time to use the chance that we have the Nnabagereka visiting the gorillas. That one will add value. I am very happy that we have the place here. Let us take that one seriously. And as we take it seriously, we need more important personalities to do the same. Now, with great honor, the Nnabagereka, can I tell you, on behalf of this community and the town council, to convince the King of Buganda, now that we share very many things in common, also to visit the gorilla, so that the largest population of Uganda, the Baganda, the subjects, can also get the interest in this venture. It is very exciting. It earns to the nation a very big percentage. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, over 50% of the income that flows to UWA is from the mountain gorillas. So let us not take it for granted. Let our people also value it, see it, and appreciate the work we are doing. I cannot see it without talking something about Gladys. She's a very hard-working woman. As I said, she started small. She got very many friends from this community who are here, who have come to witness, including myself. But she did not stop there. She went abroad and got very, very many friends. Those people working at the hospital, maybe you didn't know this point. We have the hydropower at the Bohoma Community Hospital. That power, the first proposal was made by CTPH. Then they gave it to the community to manage. So the power you have there are her efforts. So for all these 20 years, she has been taking care at the health of the animals. The animals that have made us a town council, the animals that have made very many people around get jobs in lodges, in UWA, and everywhere. So she deserves a clap. Our president called such hard-working lady fisher women. But for her, she doesn't only fish. She fishes the right fish and feeds it to the right people. That's why we are benefiting. Thank you very much for that. CTPH, as I'm saying, has gone down to the community to intervene in the issues of health. Our community health has totally improved because we have worked very hard with the community members to improve on the health of our members. Secondly, when you look at their income, is very low. Because apart from the earnings we get from tourism, the other source of income is tea. And the tea is now the poorest cash crop, which earns very, very little money. And actually, so we don't raise enough money to make the community survive. So CTPH has gone down to the masses to mobilize the people in groups and has donated some startup funds to have like pigs, like cows. So that is an economic achievement. I wish that source continues to grows, and we find that at least every household has an animal it cares about to get fertilizers, and when need arises, they can have some money, maybe to pay school fees or for medical bills. Because here initially, people used to sell land, sell properties, just to go to the hospital. But now when you educate them, so they can also improve on their household income, that will be a very, very great achievement. I have to stick on that so that my town council can grow to a certain level. With that, I wish you the best, especially our guest of honor. I wish we could take a week, because within Buhoma Town Council, we have communities to visit. We have sites. We have the village walk. You can visit the people make coffee locally. We have tea farmers. There are some cultural interesting sites you can really visit. If time allows, I also invite you for that, so that I can see the community. Let us not only feel that you are here, but let the entire town council feel your presence. I welcome you all, and as we conclude this meeting, I wish you all the best, the safest journeys back to your places for God and my country. Thank you.
The Mayor, Buhoma Town Council. Can we add him another very big clap? Right. Thank you very much. You have mentioned the majority or the few. Some of them you have left. But that one we shall sit together with you. Then I give you next time when the Nnabagereka, the Queen comes again, then you can have all those and you put it to her, so that he knows that it does not stop only from here. Secondly, you said he should remain here for some time. But when you are closing your remarks, you said he should go. Now, which one is it? Okay, fine. May I take this chance to introduce you as a group, because as individual we are going to take a lot of time. Is that okay? I'm considering the organization level. May I start? These are the communities in different capacities. We are working with them, from the low, medium, and high. Amit is in front of you. We have team from Uganda Wildlife Authority. Can you stand up for recognition? Thank you very much. We have some team being represented by the Queen Community Hospital. Are you there? Can you stand up? We have Mubare Biodiversity Conservation. The International Gorilla Conservation Program, IGCP. Are you represented? Okay, maybe also they are still coming. Institute of Tropical Forest Conservation. Kayonza Health Center. Bungu Health Center. Volcano Safaris. Anungu District Local Government, Max Planck Institute, Nnabagereka Conservation Trust, Patron Development Program, Uhoma Community Lodge, Right for a Woman, the Gorilla Organization, and Mountain Gorilla Veterinary Project, and another word, Gorilla Doctors. Are you there? Right. The above listed organizations, they are our partners. We work together with them in common, in research, in community, and on one-to-one as well. So we are still thinking in the next 20 years, we need to expand the number in terms of collaborating activities. Now, allow me to have the community structures. We have engaged them, like you have heard from the mayor. That was one testimony. We have engaged so many community volunteers. One are called Village Health and Conservation Team. Are you there? The Village Health Conservation Team, are you there? Right. With your permission, I'm going to call one of them to say for a few words, one or two, and what do they do? But before I call them, I request for the video to be, so that they can be guided in their talk. Thank you.
What started out in 2003 as an idea has now become an award-winning, system-changing idea. We started conservation through public health based on experiences I had working as a first veterinary officer. One of the first diseases I had to deal with was a scabies skin disease outbreak in the then critically endangered mountain gorillas. It was eventually traced to people living around the park who are very little health care. It made us realize that we can't protect the gorillas without improving the health of their human neighbors.
Emyaka 20 CTPH yamara nnyo akuba katandika naye kutandika omwaka ogw'okumi-na-3 bakatuweereza amatungo area yamukono batuweereza embuzi, area yamutengo babaheereza ente, ebizo batuweereza essimu, kandi abona trainings nyingi munonga kugira ngu tutabaasa kugukora mu maaso kwegesa abantu.
Wekaliwo ekindi takusiima yingira hamute nangwa nyona gira munyokinozaako afamile planning okakuyabereyayiza wawunakwaifunga yagira mbakiwe niwe tulee twayega naleba weza twayambulibwa asiziza abaana kuko abaana boona bayega bamala bayigireza diploma bayitendera nyine muntu ari hano kiragisi mwenu weza naleba ku kiragisi mazima akatwiha.
CTPH has 3 integrated programs: wildlife conservation with a focus on wildlife health,
community health with a focus on One Health, addressing the health of people, animals, and the environment together. And when we later found out that many people are unhealthy because they're poor, we started to improve their livelihoods through Gorilla Conservation Coffee.
Coffee, first of all, has helped us improve our income. That's our livelihood. We've had a chance of acquiring loans, and we've also been able to pay school fees and to have a good living.
Abantu twabera ko mu kibira turahiga ebikoko turarondamu enyama tutazirubire bizatwashanga ngo tuba emezi hamba tagahosta so twagenga ebizororwa mu sente kopi bataka kubona sente bataka kugura inyama bataka kubera guso twatini hamba twashanga ihamba tuchayetera biro.
Some of us started with her when we were still young, as they used to do. We have seen a lot of changes since we started.
Ekintu basabagambira nakuba kunsiima munonga ahabw'ebbeeyi y'ekihingwa ky'omwani kandi bashobora kugenda ngo bagumizemu bagure omwani gw'abahingi ahabw'okuba abahingi bakiziramu omwete ahabw'ebbeeyi bayongera kuhingira kimwe.
We are so excited and grateful to many donors, partners from government, corporates, NGO, education sector, and many other sectors.
We collaborate with the CTPH in the area of Highness. We monitor many parliaments and do that through people sample collection. We have more than half of the work monitored by the government. So if you don't work with the community in areas of ensuring public health, then the right of the measure the mountain goers is definitely at a very high risk.
The trainings with the CTPH, they are really very important. Coming in and train rangers how to behave well with gorillas, or what are the diseases that can come out if we don't control our eating well in the forest. It really gives us the knowledge of conserving while not transmitting diseases to these animals. When they give out items like masks, these are very useful because no one is supposed to go in without the masks if they are tracking gorillas. So CTPH has really played a big role with conservation within Ruwa.
The first computer in Goma County Council was by Dr. Nnabagereka through their organization called the Center. When you get education, I'm very glad recently they had projects in education and schools were mobilized and they presented their project proposals, of which some had like poultry eating, whereby these people, the people can start eating like eggs, that is improving on their nutritional values.
We have grown from a team of 3 founders in 2003 to over 500 community volunteers, over 20 volunteers in Uganda and internationally, and a vibrant board and a wonderful patron, Her Highness, the Nnabagereka Queen Sylvia of Buganda.
On the bottom of my heart, I would wish to say happy birthday, happy 20th birthday to CTPH. I wish CTPH a very happy and a prosperous anniversary.
I do wish them the best of the celebration and wish them to make sure that whatever they plan is fulfilled.
I wish CTPH happy 20th anniversary.
I wish CTPH the best anniversary ever of 20 years.
Yes, thank you very much. That was a typical testimony. But I'm not going to stop there. I would request one of you, Keti Namusisi, can I give you a floor for 2 minutes? Summarize what you are going to say out of this video. Thank you very much. You have started, finish 1 minute already. She's going to speak her dialect, and I request Mr. Medad or Sharon, maybe? Medad, can you translate? I'm giving only 1 minute now. You're finished with another one.
Omujeni mukuru w'erizoba ni mwe n'abajyaha mwe bari kutuhereza akagisha kuvuga aba volunteers tukabasa kugira icyo twagambaho mu gihe izuba. Turasima CTPH yabasa kujaguza emyaka 20 tubikora nabo tukaba volunteers baratweta ba village health conservation team kandi twongera tugisima yabasize kututorana mu binji mu byaro byitu bakabasa kuja tutraininga ningo kutwegesa tukagaruka ha byaro byitu nitwe tukegesa abantu bitu ite turashomeza mu byaro byitu ebikwatire nene byo buyonjo kurebeka ngu amakadi gayora abana kurungi korora abana bitu kurungi tutarababazo ubwire bwo burofa okurebeka mutine toileti obutandaro bwo kwanika amasowani gakanza gayoma abantu bakabona kuriraho kurebeka ngu twine embuga zikondwireje kandi turabyamisa abana bitu ahantu haboneye.
Our guest of honor will simplify what it was trying to say in Luchiga. Namusisi should have spoken your language, but I think when we took her up, she forgot the language. But she's ideally saying they are so happy, and she welcomes you and thanks CTPH for the efforts that has invested in ensuring that our communities, led by the village health and conservation teams, she's one of them, teach the communities the best practices for a very key model household, focused on sanitation and wealth creation, if I can call it, or livelihoods improvement in the communities.
Turongera kushomesa abantu ahabyaro byitu okubasa kurinda ibyo buhangwa kurebeka ngu twashisha ihamba ryitu erira turetera sente abana bitu baza mu kushenya muhengu ningashi ebikoko byitu twabiturizo burwire nibyo bikabasa kuturizo burwire.
In the process of doing all that, the focus and the emphasis is on protecting our impenetrable forest by ensuring that the communities, the children and husbands do not focus on fetching firewood and other requirements for their home survival in the forests by destroying the habitats of our gorillas, which are very crucial and highly valued by our communities here in the village.
Turongera kubashomesa hariko atinena na family planning kurebeka mutwazara abana buturasa kureberera tukabasa kubatwara mu mashomero bakabasa kushoma kandi bakatunga imirimo ko mu uwayitwa.
Family planning is the other element of focus for them, and they go teaching our communities to properly plan for their families, not to have as many children as they cannot manage, but ensuring that they produce children that they can take care of. And so those messages are taken by Kate and fellow team members to our communities where they support every day.
Turasima CTPH chitu oyabase kuja mu cyaro chitu twe kwa cities tubase kugayirwamo bakatwereza amatungo abamwe binente abandi binembuzi abandi binemvuru.
CTPH has not only stopped on sensitizing them and teaching best practices of family planning, but it also focuses on ensuring that their livelihoods are improved, and CTPH has given them a number of livestock for keeping goats, cows, various, and also some other inputs which are very crucial in ensuring the survival of the household.
Turongera kusimba ekitongole CTPH ekibase kumanirira heruye ya Uganda bakabasa kutereza insurance ninga equality ahirwaro ryitu umwana kwabashasha ninga ko tutayashasha ba turaza irwaro ngo buhereza ito kabate CTC ubwo buhereza turagutunga n'amapagitu n'abana bitunga n'abashishari.
And they're also very thankful to CTPH for ensuring that there is a medical insurance scheme for her group, and a scheme that not only covers the PHCT but the entire household. All dependents are insured, and they are very, very thankful for that. Through being the community hospital, actually.
Turasima ekitongole kitu okongera kuteekamu amaanyi okumala eyindi myaka 20 tuli nabo ninga batuhereza obuhereza turashaba kugira ngu bavesiti bagenzi banje mazima mwikize tutende ekitongole mu ngoro abo kwatubire hano.
Finally, you heard her asking her colleagues to give a very loud hand clap. Please, another clap. And all that for the efforts and support. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, Nnabagereka, on behalf of the BSCT. Your Highness, I would like to inform you that these are not the only BSCTs you are having in this room, but across the Queen Impenetrable National Park, we recruited 429 BSCTs who are helping. They are providing the same services you have had from it in 6 different villages, and they are visiting approximately 7,000 houses. Thank you very much. We are not only stopping there. These are doing with the people. But there are some people that you heard it from the presentation earlier on. There are certain groups again of community who are heading back the gorillas whenever they come down in the community to avoid what we were trying to say the other time, either for cross infections or parasites or other things, and they send them back. They are called gorilla guardians, and these gorilla guardians is being headed by Mr. Bernard Bianaku. Are you there? The gorilla guardians. You are commonly known as Hugo teams. The Hugo teams, are you there? I'm calling one person to represent Mr. Bernard Bianaku. Can you come and say one word or two in what relation to what you do? Thank you.
Mazina ganje baranyeta banda Bianaku, chairperson wa Gorilla Guardians, abereretwa mu Nivugo eyi Dr. Kalema yahindwire aratwafo uniform yaba gorilla guide.
Your Royal Highness is called Yenago. Is a gorilla guardian. A gorilla guardian is a person who hands back the gorillas back to the forest when they penetrate out. So he's also going to give his brief testimony on what CTPH has done for him, and I will translate for him.
Umulimo gwitu yona bagenzi banje abarayika abiri n'umwe baboma town council gorilla guardian turabinga engagi zashora kuruga mu park kuza mu baturage turasigaruzayo n'amagezi ago paka na CTPH gategese kuzigaruzayo kurungi zitagiziro kuzamutara.
Of 21 gorilla guardians, all 21 from his location. There are other places, and their major role to ensure that they hand back the gorillas to the forest using the technical skills that have been imparted to them through CTPH support.
Turarekera aho turageza kwegesa abaturage abahitene n'engagi kugira ngo batiza kuzirwaza n'ingasizo ubundi zo kwazira uburwere ubwo nabwo n'umurimo ubwo turakora abagorilla guidance.
Don't only send gorillas back to the forest, but also sensitize the communities on how to take good care of them and ensuring that they don't, transmit it or spread diseases to the gorillas, but also gorillas not spreading disease to them, so that they all live in harmony.
Aho turasimbira ekitongole kya CTPH ekyabaze kutweta traininga samples kandi turakisima munonga habo training zezibaratwetamu tukeyongera okukongera mpaka ya pages.
So they are very thankful to CTPH because of the training which enables them in the process of herding back the forest to make some samples which they submit for analysis through the Gorilla Health Center that we just commissioned today, and they will continue to do that to ensure that there is that kind of support.
Nyowena gurupe yanje turongera kusima ekitongole abo buyambi obu baratoa bakatandika na kusi kugira ngo tubase kwetungura no kongera hamwe dasa yitu kandi tibarekera aho bongere kutuha insurance iyi n'amafuko nyona abagenzi banje na family yitu irimo kubera amagara g'abana bitu hamwe n'iki.
They're also very thankful for the support given to them, ensuring that even when CTPH supports the cities, it's not a discriminative approach. They also go to the gorilla guardians and have given them the same support in the form of medical insurance. They also have they have the insurance, and as well as their household members are insured.
Na ndashaba abagenzi banje kugira ngo mugwase tutere mu ngaro abwera ubuhereza bw'amagara abo CTPH iri kutuha.
That's the loud clap you hear because of the support that they have given as he finalizes, and it's an expression of happiness for the support that CTPH through its partners has extended to them.
Twongere kusima abo kutuhisya erizoba kuja kujaguza emyaka 20 turi gukora n'ekitongole kandi aho nyine amasiko ngo mukama ryo mwezi biti cyeyongereho kusyara emyaka y'umwezi era basafikaga 50 tucyakora turarinda ibyo buhangwa turi.
He is very thankful and very optimistic that even maybe when we are celebrating 50 years, CTPH celebrating 50 years, he will be still there working with his colleagues, doing the work that CTPH has trained them to do.
Mwebale kandi mwebale.
Thank you very much. Bernard, for that wonderful. Please, members, I would like also to inform you one thing. While we are addressing Her Royal, the Highness, the Queen of Buganda, she is not only that, she is also the patron of conservation of Africa. Please take note of that. May I therefore also recognize the people who have accompanied her. It would be very unfair if we don't recognize them and mention their name. These are Miss Debbie Rutiba. Can you stand up for recognition? The second one is Jonita Babumba. Are you there? These two, there is a reason why you see they are sitting at average, not during COVID, but within the average reach of the patron. And you must know the reason. I don't know. So let's continue with the program. May I therefore, I also try to inform you that the patron, these gorilla guardians, there are about 140 in the whole of this region. But we are not limited to those numbers alone. Depending on the crisis, more Uganda Wildlife Authority may recruit. We look forward for that progress. Dr. Gladys, in her remarks, she mentioned the Buindi coffee cooperatives. May I see where you are sitting? And if you are there, I'm requesting Alan Musimenta. Are you there? Alan Musimenta for Buindi Coffee Cooperative. And if she is not there, is there anybody representing? Right. With your permission, can you tell us briefly, some 3 minutes, a bit of the background about the coffee cooperative? What are the benefits? How do you go about it? How did you start it? Why did you start it? So, continue.
Amazina baneka msimenta areni wakora Magin Coffee Cooperative eyitwa atandikireho Dr. Gladys akatukorera ebintu byingi by'abahingi b'omwani bafamazi banje mwerereze muba abageni by'abahingi abararenga 5 registered mu cooperative yitu tukatandika na Dr. Gladys.
Our guest of honor, Highness is representing the coffee farmers from within here, Buindi, and finally, they are very happy for the price that they get from their profits. Their prayer that keeps increasing as they get better than Adam. Thank you very much, Adam.
Thank you very much, Alan, for your very beautiful presentation. May I change the guide a little bit? It looks like you may be bored. I would like an interlude. This is African culture, not the music of the DRC. It's not there. Before that, can I have one mutua? I mean, where is the mutua? I mean, he's just here. Can you explain to him what is going to say? One word.
Nasembera ku murongo kubarira abacenyi amazina ganjye baranyita Jeff Kanyamugara omutwa ayazalibwe muyamba.
Thank you very much, visitors and our guest of honor. His name is Geoffrey Amutwa.
Kazagwe muyamba kubona bona tukaba inatwataha bakibona ganaka igigunzu tubenda kutamu tuhemo zure shimba itera yenda kupita.
He was born in the forest, and sometime far back they used to suffer a lot, living in the forest and, you know, enduring all vagaries of weather like people.
Niyo visti tukakwenda munogo tukakolengana nabo bakatupapie mwihamba kugira ngo tuze tumena n'abacinga bene wetu ati yishuisho n'abasimira mwema ni munonga uko nabwo ndibona.
He is very happy that when they asked them to vacate forest and conserve it, CTPH helped them a lot to live within the communities around the forest. Thank you very much.
The mayor of Oklahoma mentioned it very clearly. So we would not like to go way back and violate his word. We also would like to bring in touch. These are the VHTT community. They are physical demonstrations. They are still very strong. They are ready to work with us. Can you please give you some 2, 3, 5 minutes? How long are you going to take? 5 minutes? Who is the leader here? Should I give you the mic? Are your voice strong enough? Okay, start.
Yeah.
Translate the song, but I think from the faces, is saying
let us stability and progress. We are going to be with you for the next 50 years. Thank you very much. May I just recall the reform vouchers? It sounds to be a little.
Amazina Ndumiteni Sadayo, Kani Kachama wa former reporters, Town Council, Itwe former reporters, tukazunwa kwa mara nyaka msanzu yokusisa ndio hangwa yukusimwa nishongo cha CTPH amuri nishongo okuruka kumanira kandi hatezagiye mwenda zasere tubasima kandi no kujya gushaka imyaka 20 kubasigiza amani ari kugira ngo uburyo hagwa imurenda abaturage bajya mu mabasi byabamvikana kandi ikitongore cya mubare twasanya na Dr. Kalema tukabasa kigogo kuyambi batuhereye guze mwewe
Our guest of honor is Mujeni. He is one of the reformed poachers. Reformed poachers, I don't know how I can put it in a simple language, but they are the same ones, those who used to class and those who had. It's because of CTPH and Dr. Reddy's efforts and another partner called by conservation that has helped. You can see he's actually saved because poor guys are here, but he's not ashamed of saying I used to it. So he's giving his testimony and he's so happy for that.
Petro kwasimakuru ubise mu rukundo bw'ejo mutukunde kandi kugira ngo aba twasente mwenda mukatwitano atizereza aho mwenda mukono mutwe n'ubwonje ko mutwanire banywa n'abandi basitongore aho kuba ubwireho twaturamukaturira ngo umutego kwa bagezeho twize twegeza abantu babweyo bona itwabashije
They gave them 5 cows and they are now 9. They have multiplied. The goats are organic spray, and that it's rare now to hear of this mayor that has so there and commits again that the partnership will continue. They will continue working with CTPH and any other actions to ensure that.
Thank you very much. Mugeni was May I recognize the presence of Katie Nnabagereka and Susan Waga. These are part of the entrance for the Patron. And also we have the district community development officer here representing. We have the district communication officer. Are you there? Right. Lawrence Zikusoka. Can you stand up with your permission? Give us the history. On request, can we start video? And then you will.
NGO that provides above market price for farmers living around Park, Ranger Mountain Dwellers. What's the farmer above market price for good coffee? We train them to use good coffee. This kind of coffee we train them to do. We train them to water conservation in their farms so that they can conserve water. And then we also train them to plant trees, which can also conserve water and actually result in a better coffee quality. What makes Gobela Conservation Coffee a green enterprise is it was set up actually as a conservation enterprise. It's a conservation and their habitats.
Gobela Conservation Coffee is contributing towards sustainable development goals around gender, food livelihoods, land use, and good habitat. going through lockdown, we had to reinvent ourselves and increase awareness about our coffee through around rural habitat. We'd also like to see more engagement of farmers around rural. So we'd like to do more along the lines of improving quality and distribution of conservation coffee, not only across Uganda, e-commerce websites, but also around the world. So distribution partners. Highness, it's a great honor to have you here again in Buganda, Manageable National Park, where you first came with us in 2005. You trekked the Nnabagereka group. It was 4 hours in, trekked the world's endangered mountain gorillas at the time. I really appreciate everyone who's made the commitment to come here. Can you work on the feedback, please?
Voice is loud enough. So we're here to celebrate 20 years of the journey that all of you have been helping us with. I remember, I see a couple of my students here.
I can see many of my students here who graduated from the telecommunications program in 2005. Please stand up for recognition. 2005, 2006, graduating classes. Many of you had the chance to meet our patron, Her Royal Highness, the Nnabagereka. I remember, Paul, you had your certificate presented to you by Her Royal Highness. Who else had their certificate presented by the Her Royal Highness? David? Paul? Amazing. What are you all doing now? Because now you're managers, you're leaders in your community, but in those days, it was a different story. Bringing the internet to Buganda. People used to think to us, well, why on earth would you do that? Personally, it started out as a volunteer experience I had in India, working as a United Nations Information Technology volunteer. At that time, Dr. Gladys and I were living in different countries, and I asked her, what would you think about setting up an internet point of presence in Buganda? Of course, it was for selfish reasons. I really wanted to be able to keep in touch across borders. Also, I had other concerns about information and data collection. But now, we're glad to see that today we have MTN, we have Airtel, we have 5G coverage, and thanks to all your support, we were able to convince partners, International Telecommunication Union, and so on. But I'm really here to talk about Gorilla Conservation Coffee. This is Gorilla Conservation Coffee. That is Kanyoni on the wall. Kanyoni is from the Mobari Gorilla Group. Who has ever seen the Mobari Gorilla Group? All of you are legendary in the process. I can see Ignatius. Nice to see you again. The future plans, it really depends on you. I mean, how far do you want this Burundi brand to go? Do you want it to be limited to this sector or other sectors? Do you want it to go to other countries? I think that's the way forward, and we've been starting to do that, introducing the product as is, finished product in stores in Australia, New Zealand, United Kingdom. That have this product as in their gift, we get more impact on the ground, and that is something that I feel everyone should leave Uganda with a pack of gorilla conservation coffee. In addition to that, a copy of Walking with Gorillas book. And of course, I can't forget the book of my mother-in-law, Nnabagereka Sylvia, which is called My Life is But a Grieving, and our oldest son, Indigo, his book, Zookeeper for a Week, which won the 2022 Moonbeam Award in Literacy Gold Medal. Thank you. And so, Mr. Rubanga, I pass the mic over to you.
My pleasure. Thank you very much, Mr. Lawrence Zipsoka, for that brief information. And to the coffee farmers, I think you heard it lively. He said, should we only market ourselves here, or can we expand to other countries? So the balls are in your court. You find time, discuss with him, and maybe you will have a better avenue. Thank you very much, Mr. Lawrence. At this time, I'm requesting Dr. Gladys Kalamazikusoko, if you can allow, 5 minutes. Give us the history of conservation through public trust. The history of God that will be followed by 10 after Dr. Gladys with Walking with the Gorillas. Dr. Gladys, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's afternoon now. I want to thank you so much all coming here, visiting us again. Second time since 2005, when Conservation through Public Health was such a young organization. I'll say Ruchiga, Webari Munonga. And everybody who came with you from Kampala, thank you so much. That's here. Without you, we wouldn't have like my parents. I started out here at UA as the first veterinary officer for Uganda Wildlife Authority in 1996. When there were only 2 habituated. Now there is, I think it's 26 or 27 habituated groups. I want to thank the Buhoma community, the mayor, that was a wonderful speech. This is where I grew up as a young conservationist. I first came here actually as a vet student before even joining BOA. But it's great to see so many people here. Some people were there from the early days, like Dr. Samson Wereke. That time I think he was the PR manager of UA when I was a veterinary officer in UA, and those were the early days. He was even here longer than me, and I know you went through a lot to have the parks as Windy, Mugahinga, and all the different national parks. Without such a wonderful community here in Windy, we wouldn't have got to be able to accomplish what we have. I want all the community members to clap for yourselves, because you're such an amazing community. I know in other protected areas where UA is setting up conservation programs, it's not as easy, I have to admit. The Bwindi community and Mugahinga community are truly amazing. Mwebale Munonga. I think I'd like to also thank so many people, the NGOs, the tour operators. There's so many people we want to thank, and you'll see different ways we're thanking you. We started this, as you know, when people made gorillas sick, and we felt we needed to also improve the health of the local communities, and not only the gorillas alone. And I'm so glad to see all the benefits, the village health conservation teams, the gorilla guardians, the reform poachers, the batwa. So many people are developing, protecting gorillas because their health and well-being is improving. But we started off in ITFC in 2003. We had a workshop in ITFC, which went, and the ITFC team, maybe you can stand up. It was a really nice workshop. Everybody said, hey, that's what you want to do. And everybody came up with such great ideas. And we're so glad that 20 years later, the ideas have grown and developed. And this is where we are now. We're still standing. And then in 2005, we were so happy to welcome our patron to launch the programs. I remember that time, all of us here. Later today. It's a greeting. I think it's January. But she also trekked a mountain gorilla in 2000. She came with my aunt, and I remember the lady saying, "Okay, Kuru, why are you going to trek gorillas?" Because my mom tracked gorillas in a skirt. I've never seen her wearing trousers since I was born. It was a really wonderful time when she launched our programs. Clinic, then waited to the Gorilla Health and Community Conservation Center here, bigger place, thanks to the support of Task Trust. Other donors who have supported our work. Some of them have sent videos, and during lunchtime, we'll have an opportunity to play them. There's National Geographic Society, who's supporting a lot of our work now. There's Task has also sent a video. Wildlife Conservation Network, who's really giving a lot of support. They supported the anniversary celebrations as well. Population Connection have also spoken. And Joy Howell, you got to hear from Joy. Remember Joy? She supported so many projects here from Bayer Pharmaceuticals. Very glad to see some other people Stephen hasn't mentioned, like Mr. Biamugisha, he was our first landlord down there, the Albertan Youth Resource Center, so many people over here. I have to say that the Village Health and Conservation teams, that idea came in 2007 when we saw that it was more cost effective to be able to reach everybody in their homes. So we thank you, the community, for giving us that idea. We took the VHCT's idea, we first of all trained people to do health and conservation work together. And then when the VHT system reached Windy, we trained all VHTs to become village health and conservation teams. On Wednesday, we had a meeting, a big event at Sheraton. And during this big event, we advocated that all village health teams in Uganda become village health and conservation teams. It was a panel discussion. That idea started from here in Windy. So I think we should all clap for ourselves. That model actually won a number of awards, which we're very excited about. And Windy is such a wonderful place. So many wonderful things are happening here. On top of the village health and conservation teams, as you saw, my husband Lawrence Soka mentioned the Gorilla Conservation Coffee. That has also really helped to uplift communities here, and we hope it will continue to uplift communities. It's also won awards. So we're just so excited for all the wonderful initiatives that have been happening. I would say that I could go on and on, but I think I need to kind of stop I would love for someone to summarize what I've said. I'm not sure if Medad is the best person, because I'm seeing you're missing out certain things. Eh? I know Ruchiga very well now. So but on Wednesday, we also launched the strategic plan. And we hope some of you will get some copies. This is our 2024-28 strategic plan. Support from Maria Silly, they helped us to develop it. And we hope you all get a chance to read it. I think I'm going to stop here, but I would like to mention some wonderful news that has happened. Last week, we were recognized by BBC, 100 women, among the 100 women who are inspiring. And that time, and also yesterday, they sent out some videos on different platforms of BBC and articles about our work here. And yesterday, they even interviewed me just there at the Gorilla Health and Wildlife Conservation Center. And backdrop, people we're interviewing today. And so we're very happy to be recognized in a way that by protecting this forest, we are all climate savers. We're hoping to protect Windy. And now, as they're talking about COP28, which began, Windy Impenetrable National Park is one of those that is being seen as an example, giving us hope as a park that is being protected and helping to stabilize the climate. So we should all clap for us. So I want to thank you all so much for everything. Whoever the Munonga, the village cities, all of you, whoever the Nnabagereka, I wanted to join you in the dance, but it ended too quickly. Maybe there will be another chance. And I want to thank you all so much. The partners really helped in so many different aspects. The gorillas are better off because of all our joint efforts together. The tour operators are always bringing us visitors, volcano safaris, and so many tour operators here are always supporting our work in so many different ways. We want to thank you all so much, and maybe there can be just a very short set so that people who don't understand English can speak. I'm very happy to also see, I think somebody very important is here, Honorable is here. Stephen will mention it. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Wewe Munonga Dr. Gladys. Ibino Gladys yagamba mwalikulira conservation ndio kubasiwenga kuleka namani gitu twena nimwe. Konka ekikuru muri byona yagira ngo habibi mu kwitozira kupasikanya kwamani nomwe aha bachara igana umunsi yona abashari igana umunsi yona abararerekaho ukabashangandira guest tona witu Bubwindi impenetrable forest ni paka yo muhendo Munonga kandi terimo ingagi zonka irimu n'ibindi binyamishwa nka injojo irimu kuruzo mu kibira harimo pangolins no rugatete mu gukora rwete mu kigo rw'iki mu kiga pangolin rugatete it's not in the kiga so it's part of, and then so ibihugu byinshi Munonga byinshi ibihugu by'emirimo ngamagana no kurenga. So ayino kusima kwinji Munonga izoba amashimerwa amatwenja gayine n'agatakariyebaga mwe bari kumubasaho mwe bari kubana mwe bari.
And now I'm actually asking Tendo to come and read something small from Walking with Gorillas. I think it was one of the favorite chapters in the book of many people who read it, because it talks about how we are all protecting gorillas together.
everyone. My name is Kusoka, and I will read an excerpt from my mom's book to you all today. In 2012, I received a call that Rwandesa was no longer keeping up with his group, which was down to 5 individuals, and he was spending more time in community. Knowing how old he was, and having seen the same thing happen to Gurusi, the former silverback of Nnabagereka, who also became too old and eventually could not keep up with the rest of his group, I suspected the worst for our legend. The chief warden asked me to check on him and advise them. They were uncomfortable with him staying in community land and were prepared to have him translocated back to the park. The park ranger took us to check on him, and we moved with guarding equipment just in case we had to take him back to the park. That day, I set up at 8 a.m. with Lawrence and Stephen at CTPH, Community Health Coordinator Joseph Nnabagereka. We drove 5 kilometers from the park office to Kimbugishu village, and then got out of the car and walked for 30 minutes until we came across women and children digging in the field. We asked them if they had seen a silverback gorilla, and they pointed in that direction where they had spotted it. 10 minutes later, we asked another community member until finally, like magic, we got to the desert. It's easier to track a group of gorillas because they leave a huge trail of damaged vegetation. So I was relieved when we found him with the help of the community. He was hiding away from the sun behind a shrub and eating leaves. He was lethargic and weak. He seemed to blend in with the people around him. The kids who were running around and looking curiously at us, and the owners of the land who were digging nearby. He's a gorilla. One day, Rwandesa would cope in his weakened state. I also feared that if we finally successfully got him back to the park, he would only return to the community a few days later, where he would not be competing with other stronger, younger males from territory. It dawned on me that he felt safer being in the community environment than with other gorillas in the forest. I asked the community if they had seen Rwandesa eating banana plants, and they confessed that he sometimes ate bananas and the stem of the plant, and even a few coffee berries. I asked if they minded him being there, and they said that he was not threatening and the damage to their crops were very small. I turned to my team and asked them what they thought, and they all expressed surprise at how comfortable the gorilla was in the Burundi local community. I sadly accepted that Rwandesa did not have to long live. It's probably best not attempt to translate back to the park. We had a meeting with our health conservation team, local volunteers. Their task was particularly, this calm accommodating nature had enabled guerrilla tourism back in 1993, changing the lives and future for many people in the Burundi community. Assured us that when their own elders became very weak, they looked after them. So why should this not apply to Rwandesa as well? All the other big cities nodded in agreement, and I felt assured that he would be safe. I passed this information on. The was accepted in the community, where they tolerated him eating banana plants or berry. A painful day in his life was in the community. Though I was very sad to lose Rwandesa, a dignified manner being cared for by the local community. To tolerate Rwandesa signified how park conservation reports.
Thank you very much. Also talked about Wendy. So I hope you get, I think I'll pass over to the MC.
Dr. Gladys Kalemazi. Then Zikusoka, information about working with gorillas. Member of Parliament for Kinkizi East, West, Mr. Nnabagereka. I recognize the presence of Lieutenant Commander, UPDF. I also recognize the presence of Major John Trizuke, Battalion Commander. Thank you for joining us, late but never. In the program, as you must have understood, we are mainly engaging the community. But here, this time, we plan to engage the community from a tender age, so that they grow when they know what is conservation is all about. This is a little bit of the science. Somebody who has gone to that part of it can explain to us. In the acronym, it is known as STEM or STEAM. The S is standing for science. The T is standing for technology. The E is standing for what?
Engineering.
Engineering. A is standing for art. M is standing for math. When I lump them all, it becomes like STEM. These are the children who are in front of us here. They are going to come in. They also want to demonstrate how STEM is all about. They will act, and through their action, that is when the word STEM will be explained. It is like somebody taking a photo and put on the wall, like you see Kanyoni here. Now it is all about to you. Is this Kanyoni or does it look like a gorilla or not? Now I'm going to leave them in front of you. That is the physical interviews again. Right. Extend. Okay. Can I give you the floor? Good afternoon. Are you ready for demonstration? How do you do it? Now I'm giving you the permission to start. Can I give you 1 minute to 5, 10? How many performances that do you want to do to demonstrate? 2, 1. Okay. 4. You are going to hold my time. Can I give you 1 or 2? Now do the 2 best one, all right? Okay, let's start. 1. Who's starting? Where is the drum? Now you see we elders are late. Now, start. The floor are yours.
You are welcome, my dear sister. You are welcome, my dear sister. We are happy, very happy. We are very glad to be with you. So feel at home staff, guests of honor, and others. We are very happy and glad to see you today. We have the conservation board, where you've been conservation of resources. Dispose human waste to prevent contamination or conservation. Not proper sanitation to prevent it. Use compost pits and reusable dustbins for proper disposal of rubbish. Let reduce, return, recycle, reuse, and refuse be our goals. Conservation, conservation, conservation. You are the sky of our country's income. Living and non-living things attract tourists. Rich and need bird watching to preserve wild animals. Discourage deforestation to preserve forests. Plant many trees to reduce soil erosion. Conservation, conservation, conservation. You are the source of world repression. Rainfall promotes proper growth of plants. We appreciate STEAM project through CTPH. Fauna and flora are happy because of you. Oh, what a better program conservation is. We have a poem is about the environment. Be blessed as you said, environment, environment, environment. My days and future breathe. Your presence is my soul. Without you, I'm dead. Sorry to those who can't think you as a treasure. Environment, environment, environment. Plants and animals. Bodies, you're really there, mother. Environment, environment, environment. Men and women, rich and poor, natives and foreigners. Let's combine our energy, knowledge and skills to conserve the environment.
Are you done? Okay. Can we clap? These children are from Buhoma Community Primary School. Gracious, thank you very much for bringing them. I think their message has been very clear. But we can still go into Googling and find out some of those words they've mentioned. We are almost coming to the end of the program, but my humble request, if we can recognize some few of the stakeholders and partners to come and also talk to us, give us the same messages like these children have just done. I start with Mr. Nixon Katana of Uganda Wildlife Authority. Sir.
The Queen of Buganda Kingdom, the CEO, CTPH, and your dear husband, the entourage has escorted our Queen, our Honorable Member of Parliament, which is West, Honorable Nnabagereka, UPDF Commanders President, and other security forces around, our lower political leaders, headed by the mayor, conservation partners, lodge managers, n'abaturage. Musigareje basema na wanyabu. My name is Dixon Katana and I represent the Chief Warden of the Nnabagereka Conservation Area, Mr. Nelson Guma, who is not with us here. Apologies, Dr. Gladys, because he's engaged in Kampala for other official duties. That's why he's not here. I officially welcome the Queen And I must say that we are privileged to host you. I know we shall have you tomorrow. We have now 6 gorilla families. How I wish we track all the 6. Those are 6 days. So tomorrow we begin with one, visit another one, because they give different experiences. Bwindi Independent National Park covers an area of 321 square kilometers. And we have, as per the last census, which was 2018, gorillas are in Uganda, which is Bwindi, Rwanda, and Congo. But Bwindi forms half of the mountain gorillas that we have in this landscape. So we are privileged, and we have conserved with partners. That brings me to what Dr. Gladys has done, and of course you as the patron. We have already said that besides the successful wife, there is a husband. I will say, besides the successful conservation agency, there must be a successful patron. So let's clap. It's always one as we celebrate, and I congratulate you, CTPH, upon achieving these years in conservation 20 years. But my question is one: how would Bwindi be without CTPH? Let's leave other conservation partners for now, because this is the function for CTPH. How would Bwindi be for us as park managers? How would Bwindi be for us as communities? How would Bwindi be for us as political leaders, mayor of Bohoma, without CTPH? It tells us what they have presented here, what they are doing. For example, they have talked about coffee farmers. They have talked about reformed orchards. We have heard this about the health team here. Now, all this brings to one conclusion, that all these people, if they were not engaged in what they are doing, they would be in the forest. And now that we are conserving for generations, we would not be conserving, because what we would be conserving would be no more in the 20 years. So I want to thank you so much, the Patron and the guests of honor and Dr. Gladys, for this, how far you have brought BINP, for Bwindi Independent National Park, up to this moment. And I must also say this, that Dr. Gladys, as an individual, has introduced herself here, having worked with the Ugandan Wildlife Authority as a vet. But I must also report to you that Dr. Gladys was our board member, board of trustees of Uganda Wildlife Authority for a number of years. And she has the passion for conservation. And I think when you look at Gladys, no wonder she's getting all these accolades. When you look at her, what do you from her? She's always happy. Don't be gloomy, colleagues. Don't be happy. Even when you have issues with colleagues, repent and move on. So let me finalize by saying that we have been conserving the critically endangered mountain gorilla, but through the support of CTPH, because they follow, of course, with other conservation partners, with the mountain gorilla doctors who are here, they follow in the health of the gorilla, fighting zoonotic diseases, collecting the samples. Where we have this laboratory that we have now launched today, we believe now the speed will increase. When the results were coming within 2 days, now it will be 1 day. What does that show? It shows that it will help us take management decision or check what was once critically endangered, that is now endangered mountain gorillas. So thank you so much, CTPH, and we look forward to working with you closely, and we look forward to hosting you. Nnabagereka.
The district local government, a representative, to come and give us an assurance.
Thank you, MC, Highness, the Majesty of Northern Protocol are very, very difficult.
especially when you come to this other side of the country, the Queen of Buganda, the vision holder, the Gladys, and the husband, who are representative, the brigade commander, the honorable member of parliament of this place, ladies and gentlemen. I came with the communications officer. We are here as this Kanungu district local government. I'm here to represent the whole entire local government. I want to bring greetings from the district chairperson, Honorable Engineer Sam Kajuso, and the cow whom I have represented. We send you greetings, and they are part of this arrangement. I want to congratulate you for the 20 years of existence, but we also want to celebrate with you because for us we recognize this as a good collaboration that has existed between CTPH and the Kanungu district local government. I want to thank you for that. We recognize CTPH because of the wonderful achievement. This is in line with the national development goal, some of the aspects of the national development goal, and the vision Uganda Vision 2040, and the district local government work plan. We recognize that, and we think that you have worked a long way with that to, as the mayor had actually said, to help us in achieving some of the vision of the district and the entire country. I want to thank you very much for that. We partners have got a law. When we sign a memorandum of understanding, we have a law to ensure that this memorandum of understanding is adhered to. We want to thank you, especially the vision holder, to ensure that the memorandum of understanding has been fulfilled to the level that I cannot explain. I want to thank you for that. It is one thing to sign a memorandum of understanding, and it is another thing to ensure that this memorandum of understanding is adhered to. It is very important, and that what you promise to do as a local government is fulfilled. As a local government, we want to promise that we shall continue working with you and to ensure that we have a good working atmosphere for you to operate very well. A number of achievements have been said, and I know this is just a repetition of what others have already mentioned, but mainly I want to appreciate you for majorly 3 things. One is to bring to help us to bring the Queen of Buganda. It is not something very easy to have the Queen of Buganda visit this district. 2 is to support the other partners, the CBOs that are engaged in income generating activities. I have been on the table that has been receiving registration of these groups, and I know the support that you have always rendered to ensure that these groups have the legitimate status, and we want to thank you for that. We believe that by establishing the health center support, these are kept healthy, because we believe once gorillas are kept healthy, we shall, we normally get revenue from the 20% revenue collection fee, and the increase in gorillas means the increase in the revenue. Some of the revenue that we get from these funds is very important to build on our infrastructure like hospitals and schools. Without wasting a lot of time, I want to thank you for inviting us as a district local government, and I will deliver this information to the district chairperson and the COW, I pray that we continue this collaboration and networking that has existed between the two partners. I want to thank you for listening. For God and my country. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. The representative from the Nnabagereka district. At this time, I request to call the area member of parliament, Kinkizi West, Honorable James Nnabagereka, to greet your people.
Thank you very much, MC. Mr. Stephen Nnabagereka, Nnabagereka from West Nile. Thank you very much for taking that. Your Highness Sylvia Nagginda, the Queen of Buganda, who is the chief guest today, the vision bearer and founder, Dr. Gladys. I have the former representative, the brigade commander, several representatives of the district and your team, the mayor of Homa, the community leaders. I know we are having a community organization here, Homa Community Conservation Family, the Reverend this place, partners, development partners of this place. I can see many of you. I have come late, so I may miss out on the protocol. Good morning, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I thought it was morning because when you look outside, it looks late as it is morning. Because wind is always cool. You can't know at what time of the day you are. I'm by names of James Nnabagereka, Member of Parliament, Kinkizi West County, in Kanungu District. I have Hussein Rubanga, is calling me Kinkizi West, I'm Kinkizi West. And Kinkizi West runs from Pungu to Homa, to Kayonza, up to Chihihi of the Queen Elizabeth. And especially in the meeting or in the conversation where there is the Queen of Buganda. Can we help me and welcome the Highness, the Queen of Buganda? You're welcome, and I'm happy that really I've come to welcome you. Indeed, I received this invitation, and I'm so happy that among the invitees I was considered. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for what you're doing. I was like, what will I say? One, when I received this on mail, because of my busy schedule, I did not have a look at it. So today, I want to thank the organization team. This community, we go home again, something which has been rejuvenated by this team. Can you stand up and recognize you? Our chief guest today, I know whatever is today is there because someone is there. Like today, we are here because Dr. Gladys had to envisage an idea, and today we are here. Those who never knew it are knowing it. I have got excited when I see that such people are also revamping the rather declining organizations, and they are also copying from Gladys. The chief guest, I want also to thank you for finding time to come. As being a patron, you have a lot of work. I am on a committee that is organizing for the CISPO, that is Conference of Speakers and Presiding Officers of the Commonwealth countries in the world. I know how it is not easy because you have a schedule that is tight. I know we had set a committee to go there to see whether we can have a plant tree at our main kingdom in Uganda. I know how it was not easy. But to come to this area, it is so good of you, and we are happy to be with you. Can we have another round of applause? Madam Chief Guest, allow me to thank this doctor who is staying 20 years celebration today, and she looks 20 years again. I wonder whether she conceived that idea at what age. We thank God for her life. Can we thank God for her life? And your family and your husband. For sure, when you look at Sylvia and the husband, you see that they are teenagers. But 20 years later, what they have put in place, it means a lot. We really can't take it for granted, but it's also work of God that is using it. Thank you. You know, I've always told people that you start small. You start small, you grow big. Thank you for starting small, but sure. Thank you very much. Today, when I stand in the Parliament of Uganda, I stand with my head on and up, high. Why? This area is giving government of Uganda 65% of the tourism revenue. And partly, I attribute it, as the OWA has said, to you, the conservers, to you, the partners, to you, the community that have agreed to conserve alongside these conservation organizations. You are giving the country about almost 90 billion, and the budget for UA is 124 billion, the whole entire sector. So you can see how the contribution you are doing and without knowing. But such a contribution gives me courage to say thank you, the Patron, thank you, the Vision Founder, and thank you other conservators that are within this fraternity. It is important also to note that while you are conserving, we have that, complex arrangement where you have to make sure the animals survive and the people around it survive. Thank you for that notion of finding that symbiotic living. Thank you for harnessing that approach where you can look at animals and at the same time the humanity. We thank the people of Green Hospital. Thank you, Doctor. We thank the church for being part of this. And we thank you, all of you, for supporting conservation. In the world, we are talking about the depletion of carbon, the depletion of the ozone layer. It is such conservation that can help the world survive. Today, we have carbon storage program, but I don't know how much you are getting as well. Yes, we have not. We need to tap into it. We need to tap into it. The other day I was having a discussion with the World Bank fellows. It is at this time we need also to support the Gladys who are also conserving, because we are helping the entire world to protect that ozone layer. So imagine if these conservers were not there, what would the world be? This forest would be done. I want to tell you, as we are going to Jinja, there's this forest you go past by. Mavila. When you go inside, there are homes. People just there, and they have they have given titles, but which I thank the President of Uganda has ordered for cancellation and for restoration of land. The world is looking at how we can have the environmental restoration without affecting the human. And this is the approach that we can take, where you can engage the communities to appreciate the role of conservation. Thank you very much for being it well. I don't have much to say. It was just to appreciate. I know Madame Sylvia is an advocate. I mean, Her Highness, as the one who has said, for us, Madam, when we are here, the Bachiga are just like that. That's why we have to, they are all kings. But we appreciate, we take cognizance of your presence, and where there's a mistake, we forgive them. I don't know whether you use it air, it is the plane to reach Kanungu. If you use the Lord, you must have suffered here. I will not say no, we must find money towards the Lord. I'm happy the PACOP, that's the Presidential Committee on the Budget, going to sign to bring the contractor here to bring it to normal law. Allow me to thank the people led by Mayor. Thank you very much for being mwebale munonga okwatanisa n'abo bantu okugira ngu ebyobuhangwa byaitu bibeho. I want to ask Dr. Gladys to say we have also the climbing lions of Shasha, which are getting extinct. Would you, we are going to pray for you, to give you the resources, to give you, because you already have the sketch, you already have what to do. What is, maybe we need to pray for you is to have the resources. And you sort up there and see. Because I have seen the people around there are the poorest of the poor. I told them, my Prime Minister the other day, that the poorest of the poor are not anywhere else, are near the Queen Elizabeth, where we have the climbing lines that bring money, which bring $4 billion. I've checked. Last year, we got $4 billion from the climbing lines of Shasha only. That's a lot of money. So, would you kindly also have another leg there, such that you can have a corporate summit? That's my plan. 2, may I also ask you to continue having that energy, God being your helper. I salute all of you. I thought I would not even get a speech because I have come late, but I thought it would be bad for such the Royal Highness of Uganda to come here and I don't come. I had also to make sure I board that early and come here, though I have come late. Thank you very much. Another time we shall be here early enough to welcome you and be with you, and even dance the other things. Thank you. I really appreciate and I thank you very much. We're going to musime ariho abantu bamwe abari kubinga abari kuretera obuyambo muzo muri Kanungu. I am against that approach. We need to support these people because ni bakoze soko bwabo bakoze sachi okurango twajachi babaho. Ijo president witabire agire mahanga agaheru okuronda abantu kwasa kwatanisa nabo okwatisha abantu kaba nekintu kibi kandi nikikenderera mureke tubakire tukore nabo batwe ubwenge. That's what we call knowledge transfer. We should always be looking at knowledge transfer from doctor to who, other than looking at just trying to be kite-eyed for no reason. I salute you once again. Mwebale mnonga, mwebale kano, okwijaha, mwebale ababwirinzi, mwebale kutulindaje, and we want to tell you are very secure. Our security team has done the best, much as we are astonished to Congo. We have not had any problem and we are okay. So feel free, this country is safe under the strategy of His Excellency the President, and it is him that has again given night tourism. Because even when he had a challenge here, the President came here himself to show that the world that we are okay, and we are happy also to see the first time the Queen of Buganda come here. Asante sana. I have come along with the Haji Nzijira. This one is the chairperson of the Muslim community in Uganda, in Kanungu, stand up for recognition. And I want to thank him also because he wanted to see the Queen of Buganda, and here she is.
Thank you.
thank you, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Kilkisi West for that wonderful speech. We will think about it. What can we do better? You have already assured us about the security. I wanted actually to invite one member of the security personnel to come and assure us most, so that we cement that the word has come from them, other than from the MP. May I take this opportunity to invite you and say, we are right at the border. Is the MP talking the right words? Now the red pen is in your hands. 1 minute, thank you.
Your Highness, Sylvia Nagginda, Nnabagereka Buganda, the Patron CTPH. Our Member of Parliament, colleagues from security perspective, police officers and colleagues who are here today, the initiator of this event that we are celebrating 20 years, all protocol observed. I have been given only 1 minute. I don't think I'm going to conclude in a minute. I kindly request. They have talked about that the UPDF cannot be left out when we are doing conservation. First of all, we have, apart from the mandate that I have talked about, which is our cardinal role, which is to defend and protect the sovereignty and territorial integrity and support the sectors of the government for development. All these will strive, including the which you were put on fire and you later on banning the tourists. This was the same group. Unfortunately enough, because of the deployment plans of the UPDF intelligence services, this time when they came back, they did not survive. So we are put out of action, and their commander by the names of Njovu, he was arrested. And I think now we shall be hearing him or seeing him appearing in the courts of law for the charges against killing our innocent people, especially the tourists. So I want to assure the members and assure the visitors that Home Queen Elizabeth, this sector, please feel secure. The security issues, we combine people together with one each, because that is their first reign of our security, and work together to make sure that there is nobody disturbing. In such events where we have met our people in conservation meetings, we have talked about sensitizing the people about the security related matters, which we want to always tell you. First of all, as UPDF, we reinforce and work with UWA, make sure that our deployment, the troops in these sectors of the conservation, both Garinga and wind, is done perfectly well together. That means we are going to do this one. Two, we also share information together. We also sensitize our people on the matters of conservation, the community, together. We are inseparable institutions working together actually. We also coordinate with other agencies, especially within Uganda and across the boundaries, especially the GVDCR, to solve some of these problems together, working together. Like recently you've heard in the waters of Lake Edward, there was that kind of tension between the RC people and our Ugandan people, failing to understand where the boundary is in the imaginary waters. So we also coordinate to make sure that in the conservation areas where there is a problem, UPDF and other sister institutions, security stakeholders, we work together to make sure that we bring that team, which is represented, make sure they solve that problem. And I'm sure recently we had a meeting in the waters, that team came. I know the people of Rwenshawa and Lake Edward, soon after that report, the imaginary landmark will be put, and the people of Uganda will be able to understand that this is the water of Uganda and this is the water of Congo, and that problem will be solved once and for all. So I don't want to take a lot of time. We have so many things that we do. The conservation as UPDF together with our colleagues. And lastly, we want to thank you for your coming here and to assure you that you are safe in this sector. And I want to assure the members that please, Nnabagereka abana bahangaho babereye mukira n'abasitani bakabagize bata bakabaro. Always tell us, always share information with us. Because if there is any place to protect, it is the conservation in Windi and Mugahinga areas. These are the most political places, because there are many only ways where the government can collect the revenue after the closure of Cheshero, after the closure of Ishasha. You know how government has been getting a lot of money. But after the closure of the customs borders, the tourism industry has remained the only way where where government can collect the money and put it in its development. So when the MP is talking about the challenges of the road, especially the road, I'm very, very happy to hear that we are going to have a very, very good road, not only in Wishasha and Windi, but also in other tourism centers. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Okay, thank you very much, Afande. With your assurance, I hope some people are not beginning to sleep because the security is okay. Are you fine? Okay, we are almost done. But before I close the day, we have one or two that is now going directly to Dr. Gladys Kalema Nikutoka to come and say a words of thanks, which will be followed by giving out certificate to some few
Good afternoon, everybody. Others, and then I'm going to invite our patron to speak. Remember, you know. So the first certificate Bugoma Community, Bugoma Community Development Association. Then, Windy Coffee Growers Cooperative. Windy Batwa Culture Rocks. Umpungu Health Center. Kayonza Health Center. International Gorilla Conservation Program, but I think they're not here. Mubare Biodiversity Conservation. Batwa Development Program. The village health and conservation teams.
Make a difference. Make things extinction. Habitat shrinking. Our conviction.
Gorilla Guardians, Human and Gorilla Conflict Resolution Team. Magugo.
Make a difference. Rafiki was a friend, so why did you kill her? Why did you spare her? A boss, a silver path. Rest in peace.
Reformed poachers.
How about a little conviction? I see all the poaching on the natural approach. How about standing one
Many of these others have been Ruguri Health Center, Mahogany Springs Lodge, Wild Frontiers Buhoma Lodge, Kisoro District Local Government, Mountain Gorilla Vet Project, Gorilla Doctors.
got to protect it. Saving one gorilla can make a difference.
Queen of Buganda Conservation Trust, Nnabagereka Health Center, Lungu District Local Government, Paris Partnership Trust. Max Planck Institute. Institute of Tropical Forest Conservation, ITFC. Windy Community Hospital.
Protect that mountain gorilla, make a difference. Rafiki was a friend, so why did you kill him? Why did you spare him? Boss, a silver platinum. Rest in peace, the killing has to see.
The Gorilla Organization.
Make a difference. It's our mountain gorilla, got to protect it. Saving one gorilla, you can make a difference. Protect our mountain gorilla, make a difference. It's our boss.
Right for a Woman.
Why did you kill him? Why did you spare him? Boss, a silver platinum. Rest in peace. They got guns like you. Dangerous like you.
And now the most important part of the function is here. I would like to cordially invite our patron, the Nnabagereka Uganda, to come and give her speech.
Member of Parliament, Member of Parliament, Easy West, Warden in charge of Queen Southern Sector, Lieutenant Nelson, Warden Research, Wendy, the Mayor of Homa, Uno and the partners for OA. And all the main partners that have been mentioned and appreciated. Deputy Community Development Officer, Mr. Ezra. so many different community groups here. The management and staff of CTPH, ladies and gentlemen, again, Nashomerera mun nonga ugaruka aha zoro. It is indeed a great pleasure for me to be in your midst this afternoon as the guest of honor, but most important, as the patron of CTPH. It is a great pleasure because we're celebrating 20 years of the great work that CTPH has done in this community, work which has impacted the rest of the country and beyond. We all see that CTPH has grown tremendously over the past 2 decades. I was last here 18 years ago. Actually, when I was coming, the MP just mentioned about the road, and as I was coming, I told Dr. Gladys that it took us 10 hours 18 years ago. And I'm sure it's going to take us, much less this time, because I have a feeling that road has, has been worked on. And she laughed. She didn't really say anything else. And then after I said, oh, this time it might take about 12 hours. But indeed, the MP has a point here. This road has to be improved on, and I'm sure, and I'm glad to hear that it's going to be improved on. That way we can get to Windy much faster, and other people can also much faster. Besides that, we cannot really focus on the road. There are so many great things happening in this place, and like I said, 18 years ago when I was here, one of the programs, I came to see CTPH programs, and I launched the telecenter, which brought internet to the communities in Windy. And then also visited the Gorilla Research Clinic, which obviously now has been improved, because today I launched, I commissioned the Gorilla Health and Community Conservation Center. So it's good to see that, there's a lot of progress. Things that are not the same as far as CTPH is concerned. And very pleased to see all the new developments. The Gorilla Conservation Camp was mentioned, and this provides accommodation and conference space where we are right now, I believe. And the proceeds actually from this camp go towards supporting conservation efforts on the ground. We've mentioned the conservation coffee, which is a social enterprise, and it has greatly improved the welfare of farmers, and therefore reduced the need for them to enter the park looking for food and firewood. So many efforts have been made. CTPH really looks innovative solutions. The main point here is to conserve wildlife, but then you cannot do it without looking at the communities. You cannot do it without focusing on the lives of the people. So through their efforts, we see that there's improved health in the communities, and very exciting to know that health insurance is actually offered to community members. Talked about the improved income through the coffee project, goat projects, and so on and so forth. the reproductive health area of family planning, which is very important. Because when women have children every year and have huge families, it's very hard for them to provide for these families. So the whole aspect of bringing in family planning to help women to better manage, to help the family actually. We can't talk about family planning, we're talking about women alone, but also men, because it actually takes two. Therefore, it is very important so that, you showed us a chart of this, family that has 4 children will be spaced or able to go to school, able to work, and so on and so forth. So all these things are really interrelated. We cannot look at just that we're going to come here and see how the gorillas can be conserved or even other wildlife as we have heard, without looking at the lives of the people in the communities. So thank you so much, CTPH, for all the work that you've done. And we are looking forward to the next 20 years. I know people here be talking about 50 years. I think that's a good thing to say. But we have to take baby steps. The baby steps of the CTPH are actually very gigantic. And that is every 20 years, so to speak. So, like I said, I was here 18 years ago, and I'm back this time around. I look forward to track the gorillas tomorrow. Again. So I encourage Ugandans to endeavor to have this one lifetime experience. Come to Queen and track the gorillas. The road is going to be improved, and I don't think that's what was stopping people from getting to Gwindi. But maybe they don't know how they've never thought about how that, we take all these things for granted, because in so many ways we're surrounded by, or used to be surrounded by forests in most places in Uganda, although right now someone just talked about how forests in some areas have been destroyed. But we sometimes take it for granted that why should I go out there, for example, in Central, drive 10 hours out, or even up in the north, 15 hours to Gwindi to see the gorillas. If I can see these animals, around in my community. Well, this is for me, I'm here to tell you that it's really worth the experience. This place is like no other. We have so many beautiful places in Uganda, but you should also come and experience this, experience Gwindi, and the people, the communities in Gwindi. Once again, I congratulate Dr. Gladys and the entire CTPH team on reaching this remarkable milestone. May the next 20 years be filled with continued success and shared wins. We can't leave this place without giving an extraordinary appreciation to community volunteers. We talked about the health volunteers, we talked about the guardians and the former poachers. I think we should even find another name that doesn't have the poach, because it's very important. Usually people go into this because they're looking for ways to perhaps survive. So if you find them alternative means of surviving, then you can do it. And I'm not saying that if you don't have the right way, then you should go this way, but we also have to be very realistic. That in some cases you find that you do this not necessarily knowing that they're doing damage. But it's very important that you do support them in all these different ways that they're being supported. So I thank all the volunteers, and then the facilitation that CTPH and other partners are actually providing to the different volunteers so that their lives can be made easier to be able to participate, whether it's in the Guardian, the people for the GOP, or the health, so they can do that. And I think in this case we also see that giving out money is not necessarily the way to go. But when you do provide them means money, how to bring in that income for themselves, it's so much better. And they value it. And then you support them by providing that insurance, providing that training that they need, training on how to grow coffee, and then providing the market for their coffee. If that kind of facilitation can be done, then it makes people to be productive. It helps people to be productive, not just dishing out of money. So I hope that this kind of model can be duplicated in many other parts of our country. I would like to thank our children who performed. They performed for us as we were coming in, and they performed in their prayer, their songs and poems, so meaningful. And as one of the speakers mentioned, it's important that these children learn about conservation, because you need to take it from when they're still young. Grow up, they will not. They will be much better citizens of Buganda. That's really a star party here in Buhoma. And therefore, I don't know if some of you or many of you are part of our program under the Nnabagereka Foundation, which is a star party, mainly taking in children between the ages of 6 and 18 to provide that foundation that they need, the skills, the values that they should hold so that they become better citizens. And therefore, for me, that's really an aspect of data. We need to bring that Saturday full-fledged in Buhoma, focusing on conservation, but also all the other skills that we have there. So I really thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that wonderful speech, Your Royal Highness. I would actually like to also say that there's a certain group of people who we didn't give us certificates, but we really treasure you, and you're getting it. Maybe yours will be framed. It's the UPDF. Thank you so much. It will be framed. Yes, thank you. We would like to offer you a gift